I wonder how many conversations are taking place as we speak about the mark of the beast. How often is the mark of the beast discussed? Quite a bit, huh? You know, the mark of the beast, it's explained throughout Scripture what that is. You know, when David killed Goliath with that sling stone, or knocked him down and gave him the opportunity to go up and decapitate him with his big sword that was like a weaver's beam. That rock, it says that rock sank into his forehead. And if you look up Uzziah, if you read about Uzziah was doing something that he ought not do. He caused like slaughterings to take place outside of the place, away from the place where they were supposed to take place. And it said that leprosy, right after he did it, and whoever it was, I don't remember who it was that went up, maybe it was Nathan, or I don't know, somebody went up and told him, rebuked him because he was doing it. Right after that, leprosy was seen on Uzziah's forehead. How many people are talking about the mark of the beast being a chip right now, or the jab, or, you know, all these things? And I'm here to tell you that has nothing to do with the mark of the beast. Yes, if you have the mark of the beast, you might take the jab and the RFID chip and social security numbers and all kinds of stuff. But I'm here to tell you that the mark of the beast is anyone who doesn't enter into the rest. The Most High says that if you keep Shabbat, that it would be a sign between him and you, letting him know that you're his people and you know that he is your mighty Most High. And yeah, if you live in Spring Green, Wisconsin, or Chattanooga, Tennessee, yes, keep Shabbat. Don't work 7 days. Work 6 days like the command says, and then take your Shabbat day of rest. Yes. But that doesn't complete that seal upon your forehead. The seal of the Most High upon your forehead will be there when you do what you're supposed to do. You don't squat here and there throughout the world. If you're a child of the Most High, and you're a member of his family, you go to Zion on the feast days, which is the rest, which is Shabbat days. Shabbat means rest. You have to enter into that rest. That's how you get that mark. That's how you have the seal of the Most High on you. And if you're not in Zion doing what you're supposed to do, you have the mark of the beast. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Let's just go read the verse of the day today. And like I said, if you want to have a little wager, I don't bet and gamble like that, but if you want to have a little wager, I'll bet you that every day we can come click on the verse of the day and the chapter, the context, the chapter that the verse of the day is in. I'll bet you that every day we can come look at the verse of the day, and the chapter it's in is going to tell you what I just told you. It's going to tell you that you got to come home. Let's see. This is Isaiah 60. I know for those of you who've been listening to me for a while, which a lot of you probably won't hear this because it's on all honor and not all esteem. But I know some of you that'll hear this that's been around for a while. I know that I've read this so many times, but whoop-de-doo. I'm going to keep reading all his word, and I'm going to learn something new every time I do. And you should too, if you're attentive. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the esteem of Yahuwah has risen upon you. Who do you think he's talking about right now? Who's he talking to? Can you take a guess? For look, darkness covers the earth, and thick darkness the peoples. Yes, that's taking place right now. All the people who are in thick darkness have the mark of the beast on their forehead. I've proven who the beast is. The beast is Israel. The image of the beast is Israel. And it has convinced the world to either, one, not think about Zion and where it truly is, the truth of it, and the humiliation of it, and coming home. Or two, that it's in the Middle East, when it's not. So either way, the world, it's in thick darkness right now. Thick darkness. And all the people is covered in it. But Yahuwah arises over you, and his esteem is seen upon you. Spoiler alert, he's talking to Sion right now. And the nations shall come to your light, and sovereigns to the brightness of your rising. Sovereigns to the brightness of your rising. Lift up your eyes all around and see. All of them have gathered. They have come to you. Your sons come from afar, and your daughters are supported on the side. Then you shall see and be bright, and your heart shall throb and swell. For the wealth of the sea is turned to you. The riches of the nations come to you. The riches. A stream of camels cover your land. The dromedaries of Midian and Ephah. All those from Sheba come, bearing gold and incense and proclaiming the praises of Yahuwah. He's not talking about literal camels and dromedaries, or gold, or incense. All the flocks of Kedar are gathered to you. The rams of Nebaioth serve you. They come up for acceptance on my slaughter place, and I embellish my esteemed house. Bingo. They come up for acceptance on my slaughter place. You will not be accepted if you don't come to his slaughter place and esteem it. There'll be no acceptance. That's what the word says. Who are these who fly like a cloud and like doves to their windows? Because the coastlands wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring your sons from afar, their silver and their gold with them, to the name of Yahuwah, your mighty Most High, and to the set apart one of Yasharal, because he has adorned you. That's happening right now. All the sovereigns of the earth, all the bullshit, all the lies, all the religions and the denominations and the twisted versions of the word, translations and ideas and all these things, they're here for me. I'm sitting here feasting on them every day. I see how it was all lies, and just me knowing the lies about them and avoiding those lies and living and doing what the word says. I feast, and my feathers are dipped in yellow gold because of it. Yes. And the sons of foreigners shall build your walls. The sons of foreigners. Jesus, Hail Zeus, and Thor, all this nonsense, these Greek lies, they've built a mighty wall for me and for Zion, because ain't none of them getting in to these walls. They're not coming through the gates. They've built this wall because now I see what needs to stay outside of that wall, and that's all that Greek nonsense. They serve me. They serve me. If I hadn't learned the truth about all those lies, they wouldn't be serving me. I'd be serving them. You see how that works? For in my wrath I have stricken you, but in my delight I shall have compassion on you. He's talking about Zion. He's stricken Zion because of what happened in her before. But in his delight, he's having compassion on her. And your gates shall be open continually. They are not shut day or night, to bring to you the wealth of the nations and their sovereigns in procession. The wealth of the nations. The gates are not shut. You can come in anytime you like right now. Anytime you want. But you just got to want. You got to desire to come in. You have to find those gates and you have to enter through. That's the key of David. You have to find the key of David and you have to unlock that door. For the nation and the reign, and you know, Zion, it's known as the city of David, right? Wink, wink. For the nation and the reign that do not serve you shall perish. There you go. And those nations shall be utterly laid waste. Waste. The esteem of Lebanon shall come to you, cypress, pine, and the box tree together, to embellish the place of my set apart place, and I shall make the place of my feet esteemed. And the sons of those who afflicted you come bowing to you, and all those who despised you shall bow themselves at the soles of your feet. That's why there will be a judgment. It's happening right now. Anyone who's despising the truth of Zion and don't give a rat's ass about it, they're bowing down. They're going to be laid waste. They are. They're being laid waste. Because they're tattooing that mark on their forehead and their right arm. They're saying, just kill me, because I'd rather just stay here in Spring Green, Wisconsin, and Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm not coming. This is where it's at, baby. You know, this is my community. They're tattooing that mark. They're gladly taking it with pride, with all boasting. They're taking it. So they're coming and bowing themselves at the soles of our feet. Whoever is in Zion, come that day. And they shall call you city of Yahuwah, Sion of the set apart one of Yasharal. That implies, that last part, that implies that there's two Sions. So supposedly, there's the world Sion, but yet there's the city of truth, the Sion of the set apart one of Yasharal, the city of Yahuwah. Not the city of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, of Satan. No. Instead of you being forsaken and hated, so that no one passes through you, I shall make you an everlasting excellence, a joy of many generations. All these, see, I'm living the word. I'm seeing it in real time. I'm reaping the blessings that's being poured out from on high, from Yahuwah. And the rest of the world is oblivious to them. They're not, they're denying them, and they don't even realize it. And you shall suck the milk of the nations, and shall suckle the breast of sovereigns. And you shall know that I, Yahuwah, your Savior and your Redeemer, am the mighty one of Jacob. That's how would you know you're the mighty one of Jacob? When you do what his grandpa did, and you come home like Moses and Aaron, everybody, you follow, and you let Abba lead you with that smooth right hand, and you get to the city of David, of Jacob, and you understand that this is the place, not over there. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. I told here a few videos back that I had something that I didn't want to mention, but let me just tell you a little part of it. That show Twin Peaks, right? It's about the White Lodge and the Black Lodge, if you remember me telling you about it. That mountain that I've shown you guys a few times that's white on top, it's called Mount Baldy. That peak, Baldy Peak, is right beside Twin Peaks that's on that mountain, on the mighty mountain. And I can almost see it from where I'm sitting right here, but there's a truck in the way. It's just right over there. There's another peak up there called Thunder Peak, and another one called Lone Peak. That throne looking one, that's known as Lone Peak, and the trail that goes to that peak is known as Jacob's Ladder. Yes, it is. And along the way you stop, there's this hole through this brick wall that's known as the Storm's Window. Yes, it is. And at the beginning of that trail, it's known as Harvest, the Harvest Trail. And I could go on more and more. There's one called Messenger's Landing. I could go on and show you. It's unbelievable. And you know what anything else is? Do you know what Jerusalem is over there in the Middle East? It's a laughable, hysterical. That's what it is. Instead of bronze, I bring gold. There you go. Instead of iron, I bring silver, and bronze instead of wood, and iron instead of stones. And I shall make your officers peace and your magistrates righteousness. That's speaking of the return of Sion, when his wrath will be kindled, will be done, and that he will have delight on her now and show her mercy and blessing. That's what that's speaking of, and that's right now. Over there is no peace and there is no righteousness. And I could go on down the list to prove that to you. They're over there bombing every Shabbat, killing people. They're not doing good works. They're shedding innocent blood. They're committing unrighteousness. Everything about them down the line. I can lay the whole list out for you. We can keep going down the line, and everything about them it screams unrighteousness. From their flag, from who they are, from what they believe, how they act, what they say, what they do, where they're at, what they're doing, where they're at. I mean, we could go on and on. There's nothing about it that has peace or righteousness. Violence shall no longer be heard in your land, neither wasting nor ruin within your borders, and you shall call your walls deliverance and your gates praise. No longer is the sun your light by day, nor does the moon give light to you for brightness. But Yahuwah shall be to you an everlasting light, and your mighty Most High your comeliness. Not literal. The sun will still be here, and so will the moon and the stars. But his word, his smooth, mighty right hand is what will shine light on the truth of Zion and bring you home. And that's the only way you'll find it. And the reason that the world sits in darkness right now, and they have that mark on their arm and their forehead, is because they ain't took the time to read the word to see that light. No longer does your sun go down, nor your moon withdraw itself. There you go. You see? There's the sun and moon will be here. But it's his word that does the shining, and it's as simple as 1, 2, 3, baby. The reason the world don't see it is because they ain't in that word. For Yahuwah shall be your everlasting light, and the days of your mourning shall be ended. And your people, all of them righteous, shall inherit the earth forever, a branch of my planting, a work of my hands to be adorned. And your people, who's he talking to again? He's talking to Sion. Your people shall inherit the earth forever. He didn't say your people and Spring Green, Wisconsin's people and Chattanooga, Tennessee's people and these other. He didn't say that. He says Sion. And you best take it to heart. You best wake up and snap out of the delusion and the distress, the darkness. Come out of it. Come home, or you're going to be toast. The little shall become 1,000, and the small one a strong nation. I, Yahuwah, shall hasten it in its time. The little one, like David, when he was laughed at by his brothers, and they said, get out of here, go back and tend to the sheep. But not too long after that, he sunk that sling stone deep down into the giant's forehead. There's only going to be a few that will come in this time. The overwhelming majority of people is laughing at that truth. They're snubbing their nose up in the air to that truth. They think it's ridiculous. Zion isn't marvelous in their eyes. It's ridiculous to them. There's a reason that squatting man figure has been carved all around the world, different places of the world, because everyone's squatting. What happens to a squatter? Do they get to stay at that house forever, and now that's their big mansion? Now that's their estate, and they start paying taxes on it, and that don't happen, does it? They can stay and have their fun for a little while and spread feces, on the walls, and tear all the copper out of the walls and everything. Yeah, they get to do all that, but eventually, and it usually don't take long, they get uprooted. Yeah. And usually those houses, those mansions, they end up destroying them because they've left such a mess. No, I'm not squatting. I've came home. I'm home here now. And you know what that's, the Bible, the Most High just told us that it'll be forever. No more humiliation, only excellence and blessing from here on out. Hallelujah, Yahuwah. If you want it to, get on your face. Give all praise, all honor, all glory, all esteem to Abba Yahuwah, the Most High, our wonderful Creator, our righteousness today, not 5 minutes from now, right now. Come home right now. Leave the world behind.